Howdy, it's Zach with Harder, Happier, Healthier. I had a few things I wanted to say today. Um, so I don't know how to put this, but so I'm in a group with, you know, I've been making a lot of new friends on Facebook, and I'm in a group that's kind of promoting carnivore. Um, and one thing I want to talk about is masculinity, right? And just what that means is as far as being real and being able to perform at your maximum, and you know the the biggest part about masculinity is being able to appreciate other masculine traits in men. And what I mean by that is I noticed that, so I post a lot of stuff, right? And I post like videos of me lifting weights and lifting really heavy and doing things that I think you know shows me pushing myself and trying to perform at the best possible level. um, I've noticed that in most carnivores, especially men, there's a brotherhood and a kind of a willingness to help each other and a supportiveness. And there seems to be like an age group or category of men in the carnivore groups that's like, I don't know. It seems like between 40 and like 60. It's not everyone, okay? But what I've noticed is I'll get, initially they'll say, oh, like they'll appreciate the work that I'm doing, and then they really like it, and they start to kind of hang out and see the groups and see all the things that I post, and eventually I become some sort of villain to them, and I think it's has a lot to do with jealousy. Nothing I do is ever to try to be better than somebody else. Okay, I try to be better than myself. I try to perform, at my maximum capacity. I try to be a role model to other people. I try to, push those limits, and no matter what I do, there's always going to be somebody that's in better shape than me, or can lift more, or has a more attractive, family, or spouse, or is got more money, more things, more whatever, right? There's always somebody doing better than you. And what I notice is that I don't know if it's a low testosterone thing, but it seems like men eventually, like, for some reason, start to hate me because of the things that I post or the way that I am. And I never mean to offend people, and I certainly don't do things because I want to, to to be better than you, or anything like that. But I think that a part of being masculine is being able to appreciate when somebody else does perform better than you, or has a better looking stomach, or you know whatever, right? So I just noticed, because I mean, like, I'll have somebody that'll like say something, they'll comment on something, and it's like, if you want to give somebody advice because you want to help them improve, that's one thing. But it rarely comes from that place when you're commenting on, like, I posted a video of me shoulder pressing 110-pound dumbbells with no spot, which is a difficult task, right? Just to get it up there by its, above your shoulders is a feat by itself. And a bunch of men commented on it, and kind of got into a little bit of a tiff with some of them, and it's like, why don't you post your video of you doing it? Because I'm not doing it to be better than you. I'm just, this is where I'm at. A real man would appreciate strength and capacity in others, and not try to bring them down. And I never try to bring people down. um, if anything, I'm posting this to say, hey, look, this is what I can do. Zero carb, lifting this kind of weight at 150 pounds, that's almost double my weight above my shoulders. So, this is possible. That's really what I do it for. And I had a couple guys like unfriend me, and it's like, dude, that's so like beta male bullshit, right? Just unfriend somebody because you think that they're trying to show you up. Well, there's always going to be somebody that shows you up, and I personally want people in my life that are going to show me up, right? Because that's going to push me to be better. This whole, like, and it's really bad online. I don't have this, and I know it's them, right? So that's how they feel about themselves, because I have other friends that didn't unfriend me because of it. So if they're saying, oh, it's because you were this or because you were that, well, if that was the case, all of my friends would have unfriended me because of what I did or said, right? The reason they're not and you did is because you have an insecurity. And it's very, I think sometimes men, when they get in their late 40s, close to 50, they've been, even if they are following a carnivore diet, they may have low testosterone because of environmental factors and things like that. I mean, a part of being a man is being able to, you know, perform at your best and just be a leader and a person that tries to push other people to do their best. I mean, that's what we're all here for. We're a tribe. Most of the people in the carnivore communities, and men specifically, are great leaders. There's a lot of really good people in the groups, and that's what we're all here for. I just wanted to say that because you know I I I'm not going to lower what I do as to not offend other people, because I perform at a certain level. I have certain expectations. The type of people that I want in my life are people that appreciate family, that put family first, that put being in physical, good physical capacity first. Um, so there's no competition, guys. There's no, in I think that applies to a lot of people in their lives, and some of the diet that people are on, it affects your hormones and the foods you're eating. And some of these people in carnivore groups, I'm not sure that they're really, you know, doing what they say they're doing, because of the kind of like little pettiness that I see. And nobody's better than anyone else. That's not the reason we're here. Um, but I do think it's important for us to all push each other and to all be there to support, and that means constructive criticism. you know Commenting on somebody doing something that you can't do kind of makes you look like you're just picking because you can't do something, right? And you think, oh, this person's strong. Yeah, I mean, I'm stronger than most people, for sure. I know that for a fact. Most people that are double my size can't lift that kind of weight. There's a few that can, right? But I don't really care. That's not the point. The point is I'm pushing myself, right? And I want other people in my tribe that want that too, and say, okay, well, let's see you do 115 next week, right? That'd be the kind of thing that I would want to see. um, so specifically for our group, I mean, we want people in the group to support other people and to be able to push and to be able to say, hey, how can I get there, and what are the answers? What can I do to get to where I want to be? And the way to do that is to see other people, say, okay, well, this person can do this, or this person's got, this person looks like this. I'm just here to help. And I just think that if you do feel petty, or you do feel jealousy or threatened by another man, that has nothing to do with the other man. Okay, it's 100% has to do with you. And if you're feeling that way, that's a mental, emotional thing that is getting in your way. For me personally, there's never been another man that I've said, oh, I hate him because he's able to do this and I can't do this, or he's got more money than me. If anything, that would inspire me to learn what they've done and to learn how they're doing it, and what works and what doesn't. So if you find yourself seeing something that I post and that makes you feel jealous or offends you, it's you have to stop internalizing that and say, what is it about what I'm seeing that's making me upset, right? If there's something that you want, a real man will ask how to do it and figure it out, right? A woman wants a man that doesn't have all the answers. She wants a man who wants to be able to figure out all the answers, who has the capacity to do it, right? Nobody expects you to be able to be perfect or have large muscles or a six pack or whatever. Those things are all great, but at the end of the day, what makes a good person is somebody who wants to be there for other people and to improve the lives of the people around them, which has made all the difference in my world. I you know there's there is a healthy level of competition among men. That's fine, but the putting people down or like making snide comments or whatever, that's like, I see through it, right? Because my whole life I've been around, it's been difficult for me to be friends with men because of that, because they have this like low level of competition. And I'm only in competition with myself. Okay. I spent a lot of time and a lot of energy learning how to lift weights and how to be strong, and I put in the work. So it's not something that happens overnight. And yes, the carnivore diet improves, for sure, improves gym performance. You know, but the first thing you got to do is got to be honest with yourself. Um, and I think for a lot of men, I think that's a difficult thing to do when there's other guys that are performing at a high level because they are on a carnivore diet and they're trying to be the best version of themselves. So if you find yourself in that situation, ask yourself, what is it about this that is a reflection of me? Because it's certainly not me, right? I had a couple of people that I thought were friends and unfriended me because of videos I posted of me lifting weights, and it's like, dude, if you can't handle that, like, that says a lot about you, right? If you unfriend people because you feel insecure or you think somebody's trying to be better than you, it has nothing to do with them. It's 100% you. Otherwise, the whole world would have unfriended them if that was the case, right? So we all have internal things that we're working on. We all have, a level that we want to perform at. Um, I'm always here to try to, inspire others Hey, excuse me. Cut that out. Take that away from him, Zoe. Sorry about that. Get the kids. Um, go outside with it. Go outside with it now. Jesus, kids don't listen. I have to repeat myself. Everything I say, I have to tell them 3 times. I say it one, then I do it a little bit louder, and then finally at the last one, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm not asking, I'm telling you, do it. So, but yeah, so I just, like, I want a brotherhood. Like, I'm always going to be, I'd never look down on somebody. It's not like if somebody says, hey, I want to be like you, I want to tell you how to do it. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you exactly what you got to do. Part of being a man is doing the work. And we have an epidemic in this society, and I think it has a lot to do with food, actually. I mean, I've talked about this in other videos. Masculinity is dead. And this, the beta male bullshit has to stop. Otherwise, as a society, we're never going to improve, or our children are going to be lost. Zoe, fix that stuff. Get them off the couch. Oh, man. I mean, I work from home, stay at home dad. I take care of my kids. I've been taking care of them since they were born. Right? That's an un it's unpopular among men. They think that that's a whatever. Oh, they always say to me, I don't know how you do that. Right? That's a hard job. And what they really mean is that they couldn't do it, or they would not want to choose to do it. I love it because I get to take responsibility for how my kids are raised. Um, you know, I I think that that's super important. So I'm blessed that I have a wife that has got a great practice and is doing things, and then I could work from home and make money as well. So I love that, and I don't feel demasculated because of that at all. I think it's empowering because now I get to teach others. Um, but the whole thing is just you know stop judging others, stop comparing yourself. You only need to be better than who you were yesterday. I know that sounds cliche, but it absolutely works because we get caught up in this comparison. We see people online, or they look like they're having a great life, and maybe they are. Um, but the first step in being able to move towards having a good life is being able to appreciate that in others. Because if you don't appreciate, you can't respect, and you can't promote somebody else who's got something that you want, then you don't deserve it. One, because you have to be able to support the people around you. That's what we're all here for. Okay. So if I post something that is offensive to you, maybe stop and think, where is he coming from? Why, what am I trying to do? Am I trying to push people to be better, or am I just doing it to make myself look better? Because I really don't. Like, my wife will tell you this. For my whole life, I've had zero desire to impress. I don't care about how people feel about me. I've always been that way. I just have this innate, like, I don't really care kind of mentality. If there's something that I want to do, or like, I just don't have that. Oh, I hope they think this way about me. I've never had that, right? And part of that might be part of why I influence people so well to do better. And there may be 10 people that hate what I say and think that I'm full of shit. If there's one person that I made their lives better that day, which seems to happen on a daily basis, multiple people, I'm going to keep doing it because there may be 10 haters, but that one person is, if their lives are improved and they're doing better and they have an impact on others as well, then you're leaving a legacy. You're making a difference. But just just think about it. Like, you know, we should be able to support. If you see, there's always going to be a guy that's doing better than me, right? And I would look at them and say, "Wow, good job." What did you do? How did you get there? Those are the kind of questions you want to ask. Um, this is super important if we're gonna, like, as a society, as a culture, we're gonna improve and get better. Otherwise, we're all gonna end up slaves under somebody else's rule. Okay, men have to stand up. You got to stand up for what you believe. Sometimes that means making a decision and sticking to it and not being afraid of the consequences, um, which I don't. To me, it seems like everybody's kissing everybody else's ass, and that doesn't get you anywhere. You're gonna end up being somebody else's under somebody else's control, right? You got to make decisions for yourself. So specifically, people in the group, guys, men, nothing I post is ever to put you down. It's always to just motivate you or push you in a certain direction. And even if that's not what you want, then politely say that. Like, we're all on different paths here. Nobody's offended if you feel a different way or you want something different for your life. Absolutely. If somebody wants to not be a carnivore, and to me, it's a lifestyle. It's a way of thinking. It's empowering. It's not just about the food we eat. It's about you know relationships with others. It's about improving our relationships with food. It's about being good parents. It's about our culture, where we came from, right? So it's not just a way of eating for me, and I want other people to learn that. So that's why I'm doing it. And every day I get somebody saying that I made a big difference in their lives, right? And that to me is better than any job or any payment or money in the bank or things you can own. And that's why I'm gonna keep doing it. So I love you guys. I'm not ever out to hurt you. Um, Sometimes I do give tough love. I've always been that way. Because I think that people should hear the truth, and that I'd rather be hurt by the truth than consoled by a lie. I don't want to hear something that's just makes me feel good and then have to deal with those consequences later when I find out the truth. So I'm always going to tell you the truth. And for me, I always haven't been that guy, right? I've done a lot of really fucked up, stupid things, hurt a lot of people, made a lot of mistakes, and because of that, I know what's important now. So we'll talk to you guys another time. Eat meat, eat lots of meat. Be good mentors for people around you, and take care of your family. Bye.